Hi YouTube. So my name is Beto. I run dog bite engraving out of this spare bedroom in my house. And I apologize if I may stutter or kind of ramble a little bit, but I want to start this new video series where I kind of show you guys all the little side hustles that I do to try to like replace my income. Um, I want to do a little like daily series or try to upload every other day, the latest, to kind of show you guys what I make every day or like every 2 days and whatnot. I sell on Etsy, Facebook Marketplace, and a couple different places to trying to see what works. And yeah, I kind of want to do a little series where I kind of show you guys what I do, how I do it, and see if maybe I can inspire somebody else to do stuff like this. Um, my number to hit is like 60K per year, which would come out to, let's see, about $165 every single day. So that right there is my number to hit. I am kind of a little bit ahead of the game where I've been doing this for like 6, 7 months now. Not necessarily posting stuff, but 3D modeling. I'll kind of show you guys later on if anybody's interested. Fiber laser is one of the main things that I use. I use a CO2. I have a 3D printer, a Bamboo Labs, and other stuff. I do plant stuff too, just trying to see whatever I can to get an extra dollar. So one of the first things I kind of want to show you guys that I've had the most success with, ironically enough, is something that's like super simple. I have a Toyota Tundra, and the rear window slides up and down, right, with the button. Not like the old school ones where like they slide or some don't even do anything at all. But I bought a rear view camera, like a digital one, the Wolfbox G900, and the rear view camera normally would like stick to like the glass or something. And since the window goes up and down, I didn't want to lose that functionality. Um, they sell other ones on like Etsy and stuff that I saw, but none of the ones were specifically for my truck. And I was kind of new to 3D modeling, so what I did was I used FreeCAD and I made this clip. I don't know if you guys can kind of see that. It's just made out of ABS specifically for like the high temperatures. It has some 3M tape on it, and I did a couple different iterations of this to where I could get the angle just right. But headliners, like the roof of your car, where it's like fabric, normally they're kind of just like hovering, and like the trim around like the pillars and stuff are what hold it up, and maybe some like panels, some clips. So what I did is I designed this to where here's the fabric, you kind of just like slide it in, and then you can like stick your camera to it. And that way, even though the window goes up and down, you can still have a camera. I posted these on Etsy for $12.99, and I kind of want to do a little bit of breakdown of how much it cost me to make it, how much I've sold. I listed these for the first time back February 16th, 2025, so it's been about 3 months, and this one clip has paid for my 3D printer about 3 times over. Kind of probably overestimating it, but it's probably close to $1,000 for that. It's a Bamboo P1S with the AMS unit. AMS unit was not needed for this, but I do use that for other stuff that I sell. So in the future, I'll be posting videos of like how I made it and stuff, and like what I sell it for, how much it costs. Maybe if anybody's interested. But this here is I use eSun ABS Black. Is the filament, like the roll of material that it comes in. The total it's about 2.2 kilos, which is about 1,000 grams. And this, according to Bamboo Studios, which is the software that you use to print this, is about 10 grams to make each one. It's actually a little bit less, which is why I'm actually going to go with 10. Usually you want to overestimate, but each time when it starts to print, it does like a line to purge. So that's accounting for the 10 grams. I usually print these 27 at a time because I sell these pretty often. And at 27 grams, I believe, or sorry, for 27 of these, I believe it was like 240 grams. So it's a little bit less. So I'm going to stick with the 10 grams, and that's going to account for any sort of issues I have, or if I have like a print failure or something. And honestly, the P1S is a great machine. I know there's some controversy with them, but I've never really had any big issues with them, and it almost always prints perfectly. The roll of filament with taxes here to California was $17.31, and I can make about 100 clips with that roll, which comes out to about 17 cents per clip. Next up is I use 3M tape for the cameras, just because 3M tape is the best stuff you can buy in my opinion. I use a 0.7 inches, and it comes in a 16.5 foot roll. That was, excuse me, I wrote it down here somewhere. total for that was $12.98 shipped to my house, and that is 198 inches. And per clip, I use about 1.5 inches. So I have enough for 132 clips, which comes out to 0.098 cents per little strip of tape, which is about 10 cents in tape, just to round up. The mailers that I used to ship these out, let me grab one real quick, are just these 4x8 inch yellow envelopes, and those I order them 100 at a time. They're 4x8 inches at $18.27, which comes out to about 18 cents per envelope. The labels, I purchased them for my label printer. They were $20.56 for 1,200 of them. My thermal printer isn't really made for these type of labels, for like the USPS and whatnot. So I ended up having to use 2 labels per shipment, which comes out to about 4 cents. So again, to make this for me to ship out, it cost me a total of 49 cents to have that shipped to somebody. A little bit of post-processing sometimes where I have to like deburr some of the edges. And in all of this, I'm not really counting my labor, just because I'm trying to do this as a side hustle, and you know how they say like when you first start a business, you don't really eat. So I'm not really counting my labor. I have solar panels, luckily enough, so I'm not counting electricity either. But yeah, so 49 cents to ship this to somebody. I saw this for $12.99. So after Etsy's fees and whatnot, I end up with a revenue of about $11.30 minus the 49 cents. Comes out to about $10.81. And then just today, I've sold 4 of these, which I will be shipping out tomorrow. So that is a revenue of $43.24, which is really, really, really good profit margin. As of February 16th, which is about 3 months ago, was the first time I listed these. I've sold 200 exactly today. And that is crazy. So this is really honestly my highest selling item. I've spent hours designing some things and haven't sold one yet. And this here is something that took me literally maybe an hour, mostly printing time, but I designed it. The angle wasn't right. I did it again. And if I remember right, I think on the 3rd time is when I got the angle really good. And then I ended up having to make it taller just so that it wouldn't warp with the heat. I live in Bakersfield, so it gets like 110 here. So I ended up having to make this wider than my first model, just to make sure like it has a bit more material so it wouldn't warp as easy. And yeah, just today I've made that, and that's I think that those are the only sales I have today. Most days now I sell 1 or 2 of these, and occasionally I'll sell like a different item. But just today, 4 of these items, which is pretty crazy considering the printer is only about $1,000. I'm over, I think maybe it's like $800, $900, but $50 a day. And in 3 months I've paid for it 3 times over. But I have a fiber laser. This is a Monport 50 watt. And I have a X-Tool P2S that I use for laser engraving too, as well as other little things that I try to do. And the 3D printer is the item that's been selling the most with the highest profit margin. But at the same time, you might be thinking, why don't you just get 4 or 5 3D printers? I don't have the sales for that. I'd love to. It'd be great if I sold 50 of these every day. I'm honestly kind of surprised I sell so many of these, considering I thought it'd be more of like a niche thing. But I'd love it if this stayed consistent, doubled. If I could keep this making more money and that making more money, it'd be great. But yeah, today is 5/14/2025, and I made about $40 just on the side hustle. Chipping away at the 165 day 1. Hopefully this kind of inspires you guys to try different side hustles and see what works. 3D modeling isn't the hardest thing in the world to do. I used FreeCAD, 100% free. I list on Etsy, also kind of free. They charge you fees and stuff. As long as you have some sales, that kind of eats that. I do Etsy ads. Not entirely sure how everything works, to be honest. I have it set at $10 per day, and I know for sure that I'm my revenue coming in is a lot more than what it spends. I don't think it spends $10 per day. But yeah, so I'll try to post every day or every other day now, kind of showing you guys how much money I've made every day and see. I kind of want to get into photography. I know real estate photography is a thing that I might be able to do. Laser engraving. I have other items that I might show you guys how I make. Like I do these little trees out of acrylic. I cut them out with CO2, then I engrave people's photos on them. I sell this for like $30, and they're pretty good profit margin as well. But yeah, you guys, hopefully, after a while of doing these daily videos, I slowly start creeping up on it and I replace my income completely. If you guys have any questions or anything you guys want to see, let me know. I'm on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. Follow me. Thank you.